This is Chris Morrow at Comic-Con at home. I'm at the Tin Fish at the Gas Lamp Trolley. Hello.
Hi.
If you guys don't mind introducing yourselves and tell me where your home is.
I'm MariNaomi, and I'm located in Los Angeles, California. And I'm a cartoonist and the administrator and creator of the Cartoonists of Color database, Queer Cartoonist database, and Disabled Cartoonist database. And I'm also a podcaster for Ask Bi Girls. That's it.
I'm Brian Fies. I'm a graphic novelist. My most recent book is called A Fire Story about losing my house in the 2017 firestorm. And I live in Santa Rosa, California.
Hi, I'm Thien Pham, and I'm a graphic novelist. I'm also a teacher. I live in Oakland, California.
I'm Andrew Farago. I am the curator of the Cartoon Art Museum in San Francisco. I moderated that panel. I write history books on subjects including Batman and Looney Tunes. And I'm live from Berkeley, California.
Well, welcome. How did the panel go? Can you tell us what you guys discussed?
I think it went really well. For me, it was a nice catch up with a lot of old friends, some people I've known. A lot of this group I've known 15 to 20 years. So I just went through my address book and who haven't I seen in a long time, and you know, everybody I wrote to immediately said yes, yeah, let's do this, let's catch up. And I thought it was a lot of fun. It was just kind of a sanity check, like what's everybody up to, how are we doing, how are we getting through this? And,
yeah, I thought it was a real nice discussion of creativity in the time of COVID. You know, what artists do as artists and as just people trying to muddle through the day like everybody else. Sometimes those are two very different things. You know, what you feel sort of compelled to do or driven to do as a social responsibility versus what you feel like doing when you roll out of bed in the morning. Those can be two different things.
Yeah, it felt good. It almost like all the parties that we were all missing out on. It was nice to see everyone's faces, and also very interesting to find out that I was not the only one who Jason Shiga was the last person I saw before quarantine. Apparently, that's the thing.
It is interesting to see how all of us have coped with having quarantine, and how our creativity is either increased because of it, or like kind of like been more dormant, you know, like, because there's just so many factors, you know, we all have the time to do art now, but then we all have to stress and worrying about all this stuff that's happening. So it's like it's constant. So it's nice to hear from other artists and hear their experiences and see how that is similar or different than mine. I thought it was really great. Especially, I think this group was great because there was so many people that I love, I am friends with, but then also people that most of everyone on the panel I super respect, and I love their stuff. So I mean, that's great to hear from those people, you know.
Well, and the joke is that, you know, we're cartoonists, and most cartoonists have been practicing social distancing their entire lives. So you know, it tends to be a solitary profession anyway. Some people are well adapted for it, and some people it just drives you around the bend because, you know, you rely on other people to pull you out of that shell that you're in as you work. And it's a different set of stressors depending on who you are and what your temperament is. Same as everybody.
Well, do you have any advice for other artists of how they can cope during this pandemic?
I feel like not putting pressure on yourself is a huge one, because a lot of people, you see it all over social media, like, why aren't you writing the great American novel right now? But to just put that on yourself is ridiculous. I think what everyone should be doing, no matter if they're creative or not, is just taking care of themselves and the ones they love first and foremost. And then if anything creative comes out of that, then that's wonderful. You know, just give yourself room to breathe, room to just explore and have fun with it. Don't just try to force like the great American graphic novel out of yourself. Not gonna work.
Yeah, I agree completely. You just have to be true to yourself. You know, I've done graphic novels about cancer and about fire, and the first thing people ask is, "Are you going to do a graphic novel about COVID?" And I have no intention of doing that because I don't feel I have anything unique to bring to it. I'm just muddling through like everybody. I don't have any unique information or insight or perspective on it. So, you know, I'll leave that up to the 5,000 other people doing creative work about COVID, and I'm sure some of it will be fantastic. But all you can do is what you can do. You have to be true to your creative self, and sometimes that means that the best way you react to something like this is you draw, you know, funny cartoons about animals and rabbits and whatever. And sometimes I think that can be just as valuable and useful to somebody as the great American graphic novel.
I want to say that Thien Pham did a fantastic daily journal comic, and that really got a lot of us through the first 100 days of lockdown. And you know, I think routine is a great thing.
I tend not to be as productive when it you know, I'm not a very productive cartoonist and illustrator because I'm not like full time. Most of the people that are on the panel are full time cartoonists. That's what they do for a living. Mari and Brian, and then when they do that for a living, and I'm a teacher first, and then I also do graphic novels. But I have found that during this time, the one thing that has saved me from everything has been working and drawing. And being creative and not worrying that that any of the stuff that I'm drawing or anything is going to lead anywhere. It's just being able to do it, and it's really helped me with with a lot of the anxiety of the area time. Just like putting my head down and focusing, and then you look up, and next thing you know, it's already like 6 or 7 o'clock, and you know, then you kind of gotten through the day, you know, doing something you love. Whereas if I didn't have this, and I'm just sitting there watching the news or looking at Twitter, I don't know if I would make it, you know?
Well, thank you so much for your time. You know, we all miss you, and we'll see you next year, hopefully.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thanks so much.
Thank
Go
you.
Comic Con.
San Diego!